most popular questions from aspiring content creators is how to get your first 1,000 subscribers. Now, this is a really popular question because it has a lot of relation to the monetization program here on YouTube with AdSense. Now, to qualify for the ad revenue program, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So like I mentioned, there's a lot of content creators out there who are looking to get to that 1,000 subscriber milestone. But unfortunately, sometimes the journey to 1,000 subscribers can be a little bit rough and it can take a while to achieve this. So I wanted to film this video today where we talk about a few tips for getting your first 1,000 subscribers and a little bit about the process behind it and how you can potentially make it happen a little bit quicker. So for those of you who are new here, my name is Kaylee and I'm a beauty and fashion photographer based near Sydney, Australia. But I'm also a content creator and I started this channel a few years ago to talk about all things freelancing, content creation, business, and social media. And as I mentioned, this video is going to be all about getting your first 1,000 subscribers and some tips for helping you get to that point. Now, I'm going to be going through 3 main points that I feel are really essential for getting your first 1,000 subscribers and for making it happen a little bit more quickly. So the first point we're going to be focusing on in this video is the technical portion. Then there's engagement and schedule. And within some of these points, we're going to be talking about why they're so imperative and important to helping you get that first 1,000 subscribers and some tips surrounding them that will hopefully help you do that. So we're going to get straight into talking about some of these points now and let's get into it. Now, the first factor that we're going to be talking about in terms of getting your first 1,000 subscribers is the technical aspects. And there's 3 points in particular underneath this heading that are really going to drive home the fact as to how important these things are, not only for getting your first 1,000 subscribers, but even exceeding that. Now, I do want to stress that I don't think the technical side of things is the most important thing for you getting your first 1,000 subscribers. I definitely feel that even if the quality of your videos are not quite there yet as a smaller creator or as someone who's an aspiring content creator, it doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to get subscribers. But I will say if you're wanting to get to that 1,000 target sooner rather than later, some of these aspects under technical can really help you out with that. I'd also like to preface this video by saying it's important to find your audience and don't always wait for your audience to find you. It actually involves just way too much luck, and it's really important to put some of these points that I'm going to talk about into action to help this all happen a little bit more quickly and to find that right audience that you want. So going into the 3 main points under technical now, and this is the video, the audio, and the music. When you're first starting out with YouTube videos and trying to get your first 1,000 subscribers, these 3 main points are really important to take notice of. So in terms of your video quality, you should really at a bare minimum be shooting in 1080p, which is going to be full high definition footage. Most smartphones and cameras will shoot in this these days, so it's really not too much to worry about. If you can afford to, it's always good to shoot in 4K, but if your current camera or smartphone doesn't have that capability, that's okay, and 1080p is going to work just as well. It's really important to have that high quality footage so people won't be turned away from watching your videos. This can often happen with audio too, and it's not something that I really found out until much further into my YouTube career, that people were just not wanting to watch my videos because of the really, really poor audio that I had. Now, I will say that this is not going to be everyone, and there's plenty of people out there that would still watch your videos even if you had poor audio or poor video quality, but it is a few things to work on if you want to make this happen a little bit more quickly and to reach a wider variety of audience sooner. So as I said, making sure that your video quality is at least 1080p will hopefully allow you to attract more people and more viewers to your videos and to get them watching a little bit longer too. As we all know, watch time is really important when it comes to YouTube recommending your videos. So if you've got a lot of people clicking on your videos and the audio and video is very poor, a lot of people may click away very early, and you don't want that to happen. You really want to get that viewer retention up, and a few ways to do this is to focus on the video and the audio and the music. So in terms of audio, you really don't need to go for anything fancy when you're first starting out. It's really great if you can afford to have a very simple microphone, whether that is a lav mic or whether that is a desk mic or even a shotgun mic for your camera. There are plenty of mics that you can buy on the market now these days for a very reasonable price, and it doesn't have to be anything too expensive. If you can't afford a microphone at this current point though, you can also use little techniques like putting some blankets or towels around the room that you're actually recording in, and that will help to absorb any echo that's coming out into the audio on your camera or your phone. I also try and make sure to film in carpeted rooms or rooms with a lot of rugs, because at least it's also absorbing some of the sound. Unfortunately, if you're filming in a tiled room or even a room with wooden floorboards, unfortunately sometimes this can make the sound or make the echo sound worse. So it is important, if you're just starting out and you can't afford a microphone, try and find those areas in your house where you can kind of soundproof it a little bit better, even with basic things such as blankets and towels. As I mentioned, audio is not something I realized until a bit further in my career, that a lot of people were just not wanting to watch my videos for very long because of the audio. And like I mentioned, it's not everyone, but there is a good portion of your audience potentially out there that might be clicking away too soon because of the quality of your videos. I wouldn't say that this is the most important factor though, as I mentioned before, but it is something to keep in mind. And something else to really consider is the music in your videos as well. Choosing high quality and professional music will really help to keep your viewers engaged. And again, this is something that I didn't realize until much further in, along with audio. I didn't realize how much good music can really make an impact with your videos. Choosing great music can convey a mood and add a really professional touch to your videos as well. So now moving on to the second most important point for getting your first 1,000 subscribers, and that is engagement. So I think people really underestimate how important engagement is for getting your first 1,000 subscribers and also keeping them, because I think this is also something that people tend to forget about, is that they may gain some subscribers, especially when you're first starting out. You might gain a few subscribers and then in a few days time some of them might drop off. Now obviously this can be a factor with bots and things like that, and people who are doing follow for follow and you don't follow them back. There are definitely still people out there that do that, but unfortunately there's also going to be those people who, if you're not engaging with them or if you're not engaging enough on your channel, you may actually lose some of those subscribers in the process. So it is important to stay engaged with your community on YouTube and make sure that you're replying to a lot of your comments, if not all of them, when you're first starting out. I really like to reply to as many comments as I possibly can, because I feel that not only does it create good engagement and good community within my YouTube channel, but it's also helping YouTube actually push my content out further. The more engagement you have on your videos, the more YouTube will recommend them. And the more that YouTube's recommending your videos, the more subscribers hopefully you are going to pick up along the way. So a couple of ways to keep your videos really engaged and to keep people commenting on your videos is to post videos that will hopefully create a conversation. And you might be able to also add to this by posing some questions at the beginning, middle, or end of your videos and really asking your audience what they think on a specific topic, and it may get them to actually engage with you a little bit better. And in turn, if they're engaging with you, then you can also engage back. And again, you're going to have more comments, you're going to have more engagement on your videos in general, and hopefully YouTube is going to push that out to other potential people who will subscribe to your channel. It's something I'd really say to consider and to not forget about, because I think a lot of people get stuck with not replying to comments and not engaging with the people who are commenting on their channel. I've specifically noticed this on other platforms like Instagram and TikTok quite a lot, but it does happen on YouTube too, and a lot of people will just post their videos and be on their way for the day and not engage with their community at all. So not only do I think that's sometimes not good for your community that you currently have, it's not really good for building upon that and getting YouTube to recommend your videos to new subscribers. So engagement really is the second point that you need to be focusing on, along with your technical aspects that I've mentioned already in this video. And then now we're going to be moving on to the third point, which is your schedule. So I've talked about scheduling a lot on my channel before, and I will reiterate here, it is important to choose a schedule that works for you and your lifestyle, something that is consistent, but also achievable and realistic. I think people do forget about these points. I think most creators do want to be consistent with their content, but they often set schedules when they're first starting out that makes them overcommit. And unfortunately, when you overcommit and you don't have enough time or energy to continue on with the consistency of it, unfortunately your scheduling can fall to pieces and next minute you haven't posted in 3 months. I know, because I've had this happen several times to me, where I feel like I have overcommitted on a schedule for one of my YouTube channels, and I feel like now that I've been doing this over 10 years, I've tended to find that certain routines and certain schedules work for me with consistency, others will not. Posting daily content on YouTube is not a thing for me. I have tried that before. Some people might be able to do it out there, but unfortunately for my lifestyle and my scheduling, I will not be able to stay consistent with that, and that is not achievable for me. So I do not do daily posting on YouTube. Like I said though, that may not be the case for you. You might be able to achieve daily content, or maybe you can only achieve 1 video a month. It doesn't really matter as long as you can stay consistent with it and pick something that is achievable. Try not to overcommit, because that will lead to burnout. And unfortunately, Unfortunately, I've seen younger creators and even myself in the past where we have overcommitted, we've done a lot of videos, we've filmed a lot of videos and produced them and posted them in a short amount of time, trying to stay consistent. And the worst thing that comes out of that sometimes is that maybe you haven't moved along enough with your subscriber count as you would have liked, and that can make you kind of feel bad and also a little bit burnt out too because you've been overcommitting with your schedule. So again, it's important to stay consistent because you want that consistency there for people to see you posting regular content. That is one of the main reasons I actually subscribe to people, is that I actually like to see that they're posting regular content, and there's a lot of people out there who feel the same way when they're subscribing to a channel. Unfortunately, for some channels that post maybe once every 6 months or so, or they might stay consistent for a while and then not post for another 6 months, I do tend to watch a lot less of because I tend to watch my favorites, which happen to be a little bit more consistent. You also really want to have built up a lot of videos on your channel, so when people really do start subscribing to you as well and you start getting more and more, they can see that you've already got a bunch of content there, so they'll go and watch those videos. I think it's a little bit hard to get subscribers when you only have, say, 1 or 2 videos on your channel. If you've got a little bit more of a catalog of videos there, I think it makes it a bit easier for people to commit and actually subscribe. So it's good to keep that consistent schedule and to really start building upon your content. It's also a good chance to really experiment with your content, especially in the early stages of getting towards your first 1,000 subscribers. So really try out brainstorming in a way that allows you to experiment. Like I said, with your first 1,000 subscribers, you're still finding your audience. You're still finding out who wants to watch your videos, and you're really trying to reach out to them. So start really experimenting with content that you think might work. So whether that is educational content, whether that is more hero style content or topical discussions, whatever your niche is, really start to build upon that and start experimenting with your schedule and the type of content that you're fitting into it. Again, remember, you're still finding your audience, and this is the really best chance that you've got of starting to get off on the right foot and trying to find those people that really want to watch your videos. So really don't be afraid to put yourself out there on YouTube, and especially in the beginning. Well, I hope you really enjoyed this video today, and thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, make sure you do, because I'll be posting a lot more in future. Let me know down in the comments below if you've reached 1,000 subscribers already this year, or if you're hoping to reach 1,000 subscribers, because I would love to hear from you. And also let me know if you've got any questions or comments to make about getting to your first 1,000. Maybe you've got some advice for others on getting their first 1,000 subscribers. I'd really love to hear all of your thoughts down in the comments. Also, feel free to let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like to see on my channel, as I'm always open to taking requests. But thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.